even half of it. Oh my goodness. So out of breath. Like, I had to carry this whole entire stack. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you guys are here today because this is probably one of my most favorite video that I've ever filmed before, and it's talking about something so simple that brings me a lot of joy, but I'm going to be showing you guys my book collection. It's going to be a long video, so make sure you have a little drink with you, some water, something. I have tea in here. I don't know why it looks so dark, but it's I think it's like those water flavoring powders. I got it from Walmart, and I believe it's iced tea with peach. That's probably why it's so dark, but I have it in a little mason jar. I feel really aesthetic, and I have it with a glass straw which has my lipstick all over it, so please ignore it. I don't know why I am so out of breath. Like, I had to carry this whole entire stack. I don't have like a certain category. I'm gonna start off with, I'm just gonna start from like the bottom up on this little stack that I have. Let's get started. This video is gonna be really long, so we should start now. Number one, I am really excited to talk about this book because I know you guys have seen this book all over TikTok. It is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Now, if you can't tell, I haven't quite finished the book. I actually started it back in, I think, April, and I read through half of the book within like a week. And then the finals came, and that was whenever I stopped reading because I started getting more busy with my life. But this is like the first book I'm gonna tap back in. Funny thing is that I actually didn't even buy this book, and I had no intentions on reading this book. I've seen it before, but I didn't pick it up. But my sister, who came to visit Oklahoma from California, she actually bought this at the airport, and she came home and she started reading it, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you reading the book? I've heard a lot about it. And she said, yeah, how do you know? And I'm like, girl, I've seen it before. And so the whole entire time she was here, she read a little bit of it, and then she was like, you know what, I'm gonna let you have it. So she left it behind for me to have, and so this is why I've been reading it. I actually didn't buy it for myself. My sister just gave it to me. This book, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read it because I bought it from Goodwill, and I don't know about you guys, but whenever I buy things from Goodwill, I don't actually end up like using it or reading the stuff that I buy. So maybe I shouldn't have gotten this book. I don't know. I have so many other books that I want to read because I don't know the plot line or the story at all. But this is Nicholas Sparks' Safe Haven. And if you guys know, this book actually got turned into a movie. And I've watched that movie so many times throughout my whole entire, like, not childhood, but like I watched it so many times, so I know the story. I've never read the book before, and this is why I've been holding back on reading this, because I have so many other books that are not movies, and I want to read it first before I read something I already know about. I know you guys have seen this book before, don't lie. It's all over TikTok, and basically I feel like everyone and their moms have read this book before. It is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is like the ultimate beginner self-help book. It's probably like, if you were to ask someone to recommend you a self-help book, this is the first book they're gonna tell you about. The 4 Agreements has a special place in my heart because it was actually the first book I ever bought in my like early adulthood. I'm only 19, but it was like the first book I bought whenever I was 18 as an adult, and it really spoke to me during times where I felt like I didn't have anyone, or I didn't have any like guidance or anything, and this just spoke to me in a way where it was clear, simple, and really powerful. You guys might be wondering, what is the 4 Agreements? Well, it actually tells you in the beginning. The 4 Agreements: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally. And that was like the part of the book where things started hitting, and I was like, wow, I need a major like change in my life. Don't make assumptions, and then always do your best. So I just really like this book. I think it's great for anyone out there that needs something easy to read, and if you need a little bit of help in life, this is a pretty good book. Never Unfriended by Lisa Jo Baker. The secret to finding and keeping lasting friendships. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read this book yet. I only read the preview that they included on Amazon to see if you want to buy it or not. And from the first read, I really liked it, and I bought it right away. And I don't have anything against this book, I just haven't found the time to read it. But all I know is that I really want to read this book. I just haven't done it yet. But here, I'll read a little bit of it for you guys. In a world where women can unfriend each other with the swipe of a finger, how do we find friendships that we can trust to last? Maybe by first becoming those kinds of lasting friends ourselves. And then it later says, starting with that guarantee from the most faithful friend who ever lived, Jesus. This book is a step-by-step guide to friendships you can trust. It answers the questions that lurk under the surface of every friendship. What are we afraid of? What can we change? What can we change? And where do we start? With personal stories and practical tips to help you make the friends and be the friend that lasts. So what made me buy this book is my own personal struggles with just friendships. I think throughout my early adulthood, one of the biggest thing that I struggled with was making new friends, learning how to forgive people who have hurt me. And I think a lot of my hurt that I've experienced in my life is a lot of like friendship trauma. And so that is what inspired me to just make the purchase. And I want to make a video on this actually, because talking about friendship and just relationships in general is something that I'm really passionate about. And what makes this book so special is that it's just not like an ordinary, oh, this is like how to get over a friendship, how to forgive people. It incorporates God and Jesus into the power of healing and making friendships and how to make things right with the people that you meet in life. I still have so many more books to go through, and I'm like already like, I'm done. Cut the camera. I'm gonna end it. I'm just like, I'm yapping too much and I can feel myself getting tired. So I think I just need to go through and hurry up. Okay, this book is called Wildfire. It's also by Hannah Grace. Have I read it? Nope. But I really want to read it because I believe it's like set during the summer, like leading into like the fall academic year, which is kind of where I'm at right now. So I think this will be like a really fun read. The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I actually really like this book. I didn't finish it all the way because I started listening to the audiobook. But one thing about me is I think that audiobooks are efficient. Like, you think they would because all you do is just listen to it. But I actually find it much harder to pay attention to audiobooks because I'm doing my nails and then all of a sudden I blank out and I totally forget what happens and I have to go back and rewind everything. So I feel like reading physically helps me retain information better. But this book is actually really good. I might even like reread it again because it is set. It doesn't really have like a specific season, but it's a wedding book. So I feel like that's perfect for summertime. And it does take place in like Maui. Like later in the book, it takes place in a tropical island. So I think this will be perfect for summertime. I might even reread it. And this is definitely a book that I will maybe do like a review on for you guys. But yeah, so far, really love this book. And I forgot to tell you guys, but some of these books, I actually bring them with me everywhere. These two, personally, I have brought them on trips. I bring them to work sometimes, and during my lunch break, I will read this for like an hour. Like I'll finish my lunch in 10 minutes and then literally like read these for the next 50 minutes. Like, they're so good, and that's why I want to share these with you guys, because you guys might like them too. Another book I haven't read yet, but I bought. This is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I think I bought this like last summer, and it was right after work. I drove to Barnes & Noble and I was browsing around. I read a lot of things, but I just got this one because it sounded like interesting on the back. Ooh, I'm excited to share this with you guys. I know a lot of you girlies are going to love this book, and I know you guys are freaking out behind the screens. This is The Half of It by Madison Beer. Beautiful artwork. I think it's really cute. I bought this last summer, and I actually read this with my sister, guys, and she is not a big person on celebrities or influencers. I think you could consider Madison Beer like a celebrity, but I know that she did start off kind of like an influencer, because she was founded by, or she was discovered by Justin Bieber, apparently. People have their own views on it, but this book is just like a memoir of her early life, and it's kind of interesting to read because I vividly remember Madison Beer whenever I was 12 years old in my bedroom watching Monster High. She actually, I believe she sang the intro song, and there was this like video. Do you guys remember like the music video of like all the monsters at the school, and she's like, "We are monsters, Monster High," and she's like dancing. Do you guys remember that? But she does like briefly talk about that. And then I remember whenever she was with Jack Galinsky. Do you guys remember them? Jack and Jack, Wildlife. Like, am I crazy? But she does talk about Jack. She doesn't like explicitly say his name, but y'all know. But yeah, she talks about her life and everything like that. She talks about her photos that got leaked by a guy that she trusted whenever she was a teenager, and just about how growing up in the music industry was really difficult for her. And yeah. No, but it's so funny because my sister and we went to Walmart together for fun, and of course we walked past the book section, and I had to buy something over there. Never take me to a book section because I will buy everything. Not literally, but like I probably will buy something over there. But I picked out this book and we actually read it together, and by that it was like me reading it and she was just listening to it. Yeah, but if you guys want me to, I can do like a little book review on this because I haven't seen that many people talk about it. I know that like diehard fans, like, yeah, they probably read it before, but I don't see any like YouTubers on here that do book reviews review her book. So if you guys want me to do like a video on it, then I would totally love to do that for you guys. We are almost done. We have about 4 books left, so hang on tight. This book right here, a lot of people love this book. If you were to ask someone for a good book, they're gonna recommend you this, trust me. This is How to Win Friends and Influence People, the only book you need to lead you to success. Dale Carnegie. Don't call me crazy. Like, I know this is a good book, it hasn't clicked yet. I don't connect with it right now, but I think it will. Hi, Mom! Mom! My mom's home. This book is another book that people will recommend you to read. And I actually really like this book. It's pretty easy to read. It is Atomic Habits by James Clear, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these self-help books are pretty straightforward. Like, it's things that you already know, but I think it's the fact that you're taking this information through reading, and they kind of set you up to take this information differently, as if like it's different from like hearing it from a family member or like a friend. Sometimes like the things they say just don't click, but whenever you're intentionally seeking and you're reading something that is supposed to help you, sometimes it clicks, and this is one of the books that are like that. I have nothing to say about this book. Marketing for Dummies. I mean, I bought it at Goodwill, and then I totally forgot that these books, they have different versions. So this version is from like 2005. I don't literally think it's from 2005, but it's definitely from the early 2000s. And so a lot of it is not relevant at all. I got this from Goodwill, and it was cheap, so I just got it. But after I read it, I'm like, this is gonna go back to Goodwill. But yeah, it's just like basic stuff, but not really relevant to today's world. I actually got this for school. I got it for my American federal government class in college, and I haven't read it. Like, the only time I read it was for class, but other than that, like, I don't actually go out and read it by myself. But this book talks about the 2016 presidential campaign and the battle for the meaning of America. So it talks about Trump's campaign and how that affected America, and it just talks about like the politics of that time. Guys, I am not like a politically correct person, so I'm not gonna preach about that, but this is just in my collection because I had to buy it and I just didn't want to throw it away. So there we go. And lastly, the Holy Bible. I want to just share this as my last book on here because this is probably one of the most like memorable book that I have in my collection. I mean, it's the Bible. But yeah, this means a lot to me because it was my first Bible that I ever bought. Now, I grew up Christian, but it wasn't until like my 8th grade year that I discovered God again, and this was like the first book I bought. And so every time I look through it, it just brings back a lot of memories of my teenage years at church and just being a youth and learning about God. And a lot of these pages are kind of like messed up because I have a lot of I'm gonna cry, but I have a lot of tear marks in here. A lot of my tears are in Matthew because that was the first book that I read like by myself independently. I started in the New Testament, but yeah, a lot of these pages are kind of messed up because I have like I literally cried like that, and the ink is like smeared. This Bible is just really nostalgic because it's everything. I remember I was, I think, like 14, and I didn't have a job and I didn't have any money, but I had saved a $20 bill that my mom gave me, and then I asked my sister to buy this for me on Amazon, and I'll pay her back. And I just remember like I was scrolling through Amazon trying to find like a Bible that was easy to read, and I was researching like which version I should get and what would be easiest for me to read. I got NIV, but what's funny is that the older I get, I like the NIV version for certain like verses, but lately I've been reading ESV, so I think I might need to update my Bible because I kind of like the ESV translation better. And here I have a little notepad in here, and I think I left it as like a highlight, like to go back and read it. And of course it's on Matthew. Matthew was the first book I ever read independently by myself, so I just think it's so cute. That's why I keep this little file tab, because it just reminds me of like my first studies by myself, like reading the Bible and trying to study it. I know this might sound weird, but sometimes I sleep with my Bible. Like I will like not cuddle it, is that weird? But my Bible just brings a lot of comfort to me, so sometimes like I would just lay it near my head and I'll sleep by it, and it's just a great comfort whenever I just need God with me. What's so crazy is that I used to love to read as a little girl. Like I remember I was obsessed with Harry Potter. I read the Sorcerer's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets. I don't know what's after that, but I know after a while like I stopped reading it because I got into the movies. And then I do remember I had a period where I would read Laura Ingalls. What's that series called? Literally, it talked about her life, and it was like one of my favorite things to read, and I want to get back into that, but I haven't found those books at all. They used to sell it a lot at Goodwill, but now they don't sell Laura Ingalls anymore. Like I can't find it anywhere. I just like, if you want to get it, you have to buy it from like Amazon or like a store, but if you want it at Goodwill, like they don't really have it anymore. Anyways guys, I'm gonna stop ranting. I need to end this video, but I love talking about books and it makes me so happy. But now I have to go clean up. I have to go put all my books back up, which I'm not excited to do, so I feel like that's why I'm continuing this video and just talking a lot. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.